Hello everybody, Andy here again. Right, this is a response to a video by TheFrozenGhost called An Idea for Discussion. And his particular video was all about YouTube gatherings and his particular idea for the way forward maybe with this. And I've been thinking about this whole YouTube gathering idea for some time now and was considering making a video about it. And he's now inspired me to sort of go off and talk about some of the suggestions he was making. What TheFrozenGhost was suggesting was maybe taking this to the next level, the next step forward, which would be to have like a big YouTube convention, maybe one a year, spread over a weekend. His idea was that you could have them in a particular US city, and maybe you could have them in the same city every year, or you can rotate it around the country, around the continent or whatever, one per year. Now, for those who aren't aware, Zen Archer actually made a video, a similar sort of idea along the same sort of lines fairly recently as well, and his was in response to the YouTube blog that I think it was Damien Estridge did, when they suddenly said, oh look, well, we've noticed these gatherings and that are going on. My thoughts, I've got a few notes here, so I'll just go on about them. My way of looking at this is that I would put this into two different categories. Now, I think we've got gatherings and we've got conventions. Now with the conventions, I personally think that this is a very good idea. A bigger scale thing, we can go for a bigger scale thing, and as people have said, we can have workshops there, we can have panels, we can have people telling us how we do this. You can have it as a commercial type of thing, with people with stalls to maybe sell you bits and pieces connected with video making, whether it be the hardware or whether it be the software. We could have people with webcams, you know the sort of thing, video cameras, etc. As I said, all the workshops and guides, and maybe you can have some of the supposed YouTube celebrities giving you a bit of their knowledge about how they got where they got. That's if they've got any idea at all, because it seems to be pretty random that some of these people actually get where they do, but that's another subject altogether. And that, I think that's quite a good idea, and TheFrozenGhost did say that maybe we could have some involvement with YouTube themselves. After all, a very, very big company, or certainly their parent company is a very, very big company. They could organise it maybe. Obviously it would cost money, that's fair enough, but you can have a big convention like you do with lots of other things, whether it be books, as I think people have mentioned. You have conventions for all type of fans, don't you, fan conventions or something. That's a very good idea, but I think that particularly is different to gatherings. Now, I think the gatherings are one of these great things that's come about via the whole community aspect. We've had several, as we know, they've been I think the first ones we had were like the As One gathering, and we've had several before. We've had the 777, of course we've had them over here in the UK, and we've had them in Chicago, and there's South Tube, and these are springing up all over the place. Now, as I said, I think that these are a lot different. I've not actually attended one yet, as it happens, but I certainly hope to very, very shortly, and I'd even be tempted to come over to one in the US, whether it be a small-scale gathering or whether it be a convention. Is something I would certainly think about doing. But to me, the gatherings, as I would like to call them, are more small scale. They're more informal. And one of the things that I would worry about, if YouTube were to get involved with what I class as gatherings, I would think that they could become a bit too celebrity based. The As One gathering, the first one I think that was in San Francisco, that seemed to go that way a little bit, and it started to, and I know there was talk about them doing another one in New York or Philadelphia, and there was these sort of suspicions that it was getting a bit more commercial. Now, to me, the gatherings should be small scale, people, like-minded people, getting together very informally in a park, all that sort of thing. Doesn't matter, like in Washington Park in New York, in the park in Chicago, where it doesn't matter. But you're just like-minded people getting together. And the other difference with that is if I wanted to go to a gathering, I would want to go to one that I knew people, people that I sort of watch here on YouTube, people who watch me, people who add comments to my videos, people that I've built up little friendships with, or even people that said just videos that I watched that I've got some idea. I wouldn't particularly want to go to a gathering when I didn't really know anybody before I even got there. I know the idea is to meet people, I totally understand that, but you know what it is, this sort of virtual friendship type of thing that's going on here. there's a gathering coming up in London, actually, being organised by Riverman 1971. I think it's the 24th of November, and I was told about this the other day, and I thought, oh, no, well, yeah, I'm interested in that, but I don't know if I'll know anyone there, if you know what I mean. As it happens, there are several people that I do know or watch or communicate with, so I'm seriously thinking about going to that. So I wonder what you think about that. I say, if you've got any opinions, put them in a video, attach it to the Frozen Ghost video that he did and I did to discuss, because as I said, I think this is an important subject, but I think it's one that's going to grow and grow. Lots of people are now having their first experience of a gathering, are getting together and loving it and planning the next one. But I don't know what you think, Frozen Ghost, what you think about my idea, or whether you agree that it's maybe two separate entities, gatherings and conventions. As I said, both are absolutely brilliant. I have no problem with a convention. I think that's a great idea, a commercial type of thing. As you said, maybe some of the money, if it's done, can be given to charity in any way. That's great. If we raise some money and give it away, why not? After all, that's a good thing, that a community can get together and raise money. But if YouTube want to do it, that's fine by me, or Google, whoever, they can organise it, and we can all go along, and you know, you get your goodie bags and all these sort of things. If somebody else arranges it, like the viewers, the users of the site, that does create a lot more problems with possible organisations. But one thing that I did notice, Kurt344 on your video did say, and I've heard this mentioned before, that if people do their own gatherings, it might not be too long before YouTube say, I don't think you should be using our name for these, because we want to get involved with this type of thing. This might be a cynical point of view, but we want to get involved with doing our own gatherings, conventions, and we don't want you using our name for something that's unofficial. And I do think that this could come in. Other people have mentioned this. This isn't my thought. I've got this from somewhere else. Kurt did suggest maybe we can call them vloggerhood conventions. Well, I'm thoroughly biased by that, obviously, and I'm sure you will be as well, Frozen Ghost. And I know Kurt is, but that's the way around it. That's something we're going to have to consider. We can't call them YouTube gatherings anymore. We might have to call them something else. And maybe vloggerhood gatherings or vloggerhood conventions is the way forward. Anyway, thanks for your time. So if you've got any thoughts, by all means leave comments, that's if they work, or post a video response to the Frozen Ghost video, not this one. Anyway, thanks for your time. I'll speak to you again soon. Goodbye. A quick postscript. I suddenly thought about something that I meant to mention. My only problem with this particular idea is that YouTube is a very US-centric site, as I've mentioned before. There's no problem with that. That's just the way it is. It's a US company. Google are a US company. If we're going to go down the road of conventions, it doesn't really concern gatherings, but if we're going down the road of conventions, the chances are that they will only be held in US cities, unless they do European ones and worldwide ones, which would solve the problem that I'm just about to mention. If they're only going to be in US cities, my worry might be that other people, possibly myself, lots of people over here in Europe, Australia, wherever, across the world, might be excluded from this, unless we can do some sort of video conferencing. Just literally just thought of that, and that might be a way around it, that you can get people to participate on a sort of video conference link or something like that. It could be a good way around it, but that's my only concern. Otherwise, I think the ideas are great. Gatherings, doesn't matter, you can hold gatherings anywhere. You can have them in someone's back garden all over the world, it doesn't matter. But with the conventions, the only problem might be that they need to do them worldwide as well. But anyway, just a couple more thoughts, and that definitely is the end. Anyway, see you again soon. Goodbye.